Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Welcome to the Application of Knowledge podcast. I am Animated Male. We have Chris here. We have Steven here. And we are on episode 86. Ladies and gentlemen.
Close enough. 6 and 9 look alike.
They do. They're actually the same number.
Upside down.
I mean, just turn it the other way around. Just like 7 is an L. 8 is 2 zeros.
7's not an L. That's a stretch.
2 is a
you said 8
5.
is 2 zeros.
You know what I mean? 3 is half an 8. You feel me?
Which is an E.
I mean, 4 is an upside down lowercase h. You know what I mean? It's numbers and letters, baby. It's all about the symbols. How you look at the symbols, man. What these symbols mean
S
to
is
you.
a 5.
S is a 5. You know what I mean?
Keep going.
Shit, I think
Z.
we running out of numbers, man.
Z is an N, but
Z is an N or 2 M's fused. And 2 N's fused to make an M. W.
W. Candace Owens has an argument about W being worthless. I think it's W is worthless. I think that's what it is.
A worthless letter
Yeah.
in English? Mm-hmm. Do you know the argument?
No.
Oh, so
I shouldn't have brought it up.
yeah, because we can't.
It was something. It's something basically about the sound. There's another letter that makes the same sound or something.
The, bull, you have to say a word.
No. W is the letter. That's not the sound it makes.
What sound it make?
Whoa.
So we should call it W. Wha?
I think that would make more sense.
Is that the only
Personally.
letter that we don't call? It's
None of the letters sound are. None of them.
like I don't think they. Hold on. W. A that B that's C. K. K is a C or a S. Or S. Will we name the alphabet based on the sound it makes?
I think it makes more sense personally.
So, A doesn't always make the A sound.
No.
It doesn't even make the A sound in when you like bat.
Bait. Bait.
It's like you have to put another vowel or another letter next to the letter to actually get out the proper sound that it makes. Words are very interesting, man. Symbols are
It's
interesting.
spelling, bro.
Yeah. Casting spells on people. Steven, what spells you been casting on people?
None.
You ain't
Yeah,
been
yes,
casting
you did.
You've
Yes,
been
you
casting
have.
spells, bruh.
Yes, you did.
What kind of spells you been casting, man?
Yeah, you
I don't
did.
think
You
that I've
cast a
cast any
spell.
spells.
You cast a spell. And
Yeah, you've been casting spells, man.
spell. No more.
You know what I mean? Oh.
Chill.
I'm not gonna, you know what I mean?
Chill.
You chill, cuz. All right. Since Steven don't want to have friendly banter.
Steve, you're not gonna get the iPhone 4? Is it 14?
15?
You are.
Is that the newest
I
one?
am too.
Is that the newest one?
I'm gonna get the iPhone 15 Pro
Max?
Max Pro. Yeah.
That's what, 2100.
It's got
right?
the USB-C.
2100.
It's close. 1700.
Price?
Yeah.
It's close.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's like
$1,700.
1300.
You're crazy.
Which you're talking about for the
Terabyte, the Max Pro.
Pro
Or
Max.
Pro Max. Go ahead, look it up.
Yeah.
This
Just can't listen. I'm like, nah, I gotta listen to what the
he's
information
such a
they
tourist,
feed.
bro. Like it's
Yeah. Oh, Taurus as the zodiac. I thought you were talking about someone who's visiting cities.
such a tourist around here.
Dude, you're such a tourist. I'm like, he live here.
Why do you need that? Why do you need that?
Why don't you need it?
Because once you start with the 1 gig, you can't stop.
1 terabyte.
I mean, I have a
1
a 256, and I still haven't filled it up.
Once you start,
And
you can't stop.
I take countless
I'm already
pictures
full.
and videos. I don't understand how that
I'm already
is.
full. You have to think.
How did you possibly fill a terabyte with? So you're downloading your videos to your phone.
Yeah. I have to download them to my phone to upload them to Instagram, because if I don't do it that way, people can't turn them into reels.
But your Instagram, they're short.
He'd be doing it in 4K
4K.
for no reason.
I think it's 16.
Nick, I just told you what it was.
Yeah.
Add in
Why you
tax.
why you got to be like that?
Well, because I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I may get the middle one. I don't need a terabyte.
What about these iPhones? Do you like, or is it just because it's the newest one?
iPhones, okay, like I'm gonna keep it a buck. Apple makes superior products when it comes to phones and laptops. I'm not gonna say like as far as like accessories and stuff like that, because that's probably not the truth. But when it comes to phones and laptops, when it comes to the watches, I would say that their build quality is good and everything. But what really like sets them apart is the software. It's not that it's like the Samsung watches aren't good or the Apple's better. It's just the software is pretty nice, but they're pretty comparable. But other than that, man, as far as computers go, they don't have Steve, do they got an Apple TV?
Apple TV?
Yeah.
Not
They
a
used
physical
to.
TV, but it's a box.
Okay. They used to have Apple TV. Oh, maybe that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
what
A
you're talking
box?
about. It's a
Like
service. I mean, yeah, it's. I don't even know if they use a box now. I think it's just software. But yeah, it's like a Roku device, or a Fire Stick.
Those are like thumb drives, right?
It's not.
Yeah.
It wasn't a stick. It was literally a box. But I don't know if they still use a box. I think it's just a service now. But one of the benefits of Apple, or the reason I switch, is number one, integration. So all of their products are designed to work within their ecosphere. So the watch seamlessly works with the phone works with the computers. Like everything works well together. You can, if you want to download something, so let's say you do something on your phone, right, Chris, you can just airdrop it to yourself.
That AirDrop
right?
goes hard.
So instead of having to upload it to like Dropbox and then download it to yourself, you just airdrop it, right? So and then also Bluetooth is slower. So they don't.
Bluetooth is slower than AirDrop?
It sometimes doesn't even work. So my Bluetooth
You're talking about because it is Bluetooth, right? Like it's the same
not
technology.
it's not. I mean, I'm sure it's the same technology. I'm just saying it's different.
Theirs works better.
It's
It's
different.
seamless, bro.
It's right.
That stuff is fire.
It's the interaction between one device to the other and how they communicate with each other. They're native. So that's number one, right? That's one of the biggest benefits. Well, one of the big benefits. Another big benefit, especially with us doing anything on social media, your uploads are better on anything on social media. The videos, the pictures, they upload in a better quality than if they were not. And before I had an iPhone, I could tell, like dang, like this looks so good. And I'm like, what did you use? Like, oh, my iPhone, and there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
And it's really, and honestly, it's no shade, but you really don't notice the difference until you get an iPhone.
Right.
Because you'll be scrolling on your phone and you watch a video and it was shot on an iPhone. It looks different, even on social media. So that's the second thing, right? Growing social media. The new one for me in particular is I have a 12. So I'm 3 generations.
You got a 12?
Yeah. You got yours, you're 13, right?
Oh yeah, I got 13.
You got yours right after I got mine.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus Christ, you're way
there's a
back
lot of upgrades between
He got his right before you got yours?
after.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
He could have got a 13, but it was a thing.
I'd already bought mine, and then 13 had just released, and then it just was. I would have basically not had a phone for like 2 weeks. I'm like, I can't not have a phone for 2 weeks. So it didn't work out. So anyway, so between the 12, so there were updates that the 13 has. There's updates that the 14 have. Big upgrades that the 14 have that I don't have. And once again, for me in particular, cinematic mode on the camera is a big thing that I want. the new ones have ProRes 4K 60. I think I have 4K 60 now, but
which is
ProRes.
which is kind of ridiculous.
It's pro resolution 4K 60, so it's different. So the resolution on the cameras, because I've been researching this, so the resolution on the cameras is different. So everyone's like, oh, the Samsung Ultra 23 shoots 200 megapixels. Apple still only shoots 48. Well, the problem is that in order for you to shoot 200 megapixels, you have to use one specific camera. It doesn't always shoot 200 megapixels. That'd be ridiculous. My camera doesn't shoot 200 megapixels. So what happens is that when you take a photo, and we're talking about the Samsung Ultra, the flagship of Samsung, which is the flagship of Android,
It used to be
for the
Galaxy.
most part.
Is it called Ultra now?
I'm sure it's the Samsung Ultra 23 Max. I don't know. Anyway, but you take you open your camera, you take a photo, it drops it down to 12 megapixels. So most of your photos, unless you're using a very specific type of setting, are going to be shot in 12 megapixels. Same with the 14, right? What the 15 did is that they've upgraded it to a 48 megapixel camera, and your normal photos are shot in 24 megapixels.
That's insane.
Right.
That's billboard. You could blow that up on a billboard.
To a certain degree. You probably, poster. Billboard, you probably want to be in a 40 to 50 range. But yes, you can blow that up. They changed portrait modes where you can use portrait mode, but it now just captures all the data because of the larger sensor. So let's say if I just take a regular picture and I'm like, dang, this will look good in portrait mode, you can literally just click on the picture and then it portrait modes it, and it focuses on whatever you want to focus on. It has a really good chip that it changes.
So you're really more excited about the camera.
Yeah, but also
it's a camcorder, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, but the video just looks ridiculous. I've watched YouTube videos and like this whole thing is shot on, on the 17.
How often would you use your phone versus using your camera for stuff?
Oh, it's not. Don't get me wrong. There's no replacement for my camera. Like it's don't get me wrong.
Because that camera is specifically designed to take photos. And
right.
Video.
There's don't get it twisted. For when you put it, I have a professional camera. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not going to be comparable if you're talking about when you
talk about posting on social media, the iPhone is king.
It's king with phones. Well, because here's the thing: if I take a picture with my camera, right, edit it, yada yada yada, and then use my iPhone to post it, it's going to look better than if I just posted a picture taken on my iPhone.
Right.
There's going to be more megapixels. There's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be different. It's going to capture more data. The bokeh or the blurriness of the background is going to be different because it's designed for that. The camera is digitally creating that. For the most
camera
part.
is?
The phone.
The phone digitally.
The phone is digitally creating that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely differences, but for the most part, for the everyday user, they're going to have what they feel to be a professional camera. Mm-hmm. They have the chips they're running in them now have the ability to literally, they're moving over old PlayStation games. So I think like Resident Evil, something from like PlayStation, right? Like PlayStation 3 or something. The chip is so powerful. It's basically rivaling or starting to rival one of the Apples, the Macs, the PCs. So it can do a lot of things, and it can capture a lot of data. So I'm excited for the camera for the most part.
It came out yesterday, didn't it? Or 2 days ago?
Friday. They changed the USB-C instead of Lightning.
Now,
USB-C 3.
I'm curious about that because they had the Lightning game on Smash. So why change it?
So in Europe, there's a regulation that's changing next year that requires everyone to use
USB.
to standardize it. Because Apple's like, what's the point of this? It's not faster. It's just that they just want to be Apple. So now everything is moving to USB-C. So even not just cameras or phones, right? You have those micro USB or whatever, all
the computers.
Everything is moving to USB-C.
I like USB-C better.
I do too.
It is better. It's faster. It's really fast.
And
you don't have to fight to figure out which way.
right,
you
which
put
side?
it.
Like, am I on the right side?
just
Like,
put it in.
bro. Just put it in.
Just jam it in
It
there.
really makes sense to just make everything standard, so that way I have USB-C chargers and we're good.
You know what's crazy though? Even outlets aren't standard. So it's like
You mean like because some have 2 and some have 3, like that?
no. I mean Europe's outlets are
Oh.
different from ours.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
you're standardizing the USB-C, but the outlets aren't standard.
But
They use a different frequency over there.
they're standardizing it for Europe. Apple
Right.
obviously
Well-
so in Europe they're standard.
Right.
Right.
So now it's trickling here. Because the Europe market is different from us. They
Well,
could
what would happen is that if they did not comply with the regulations, they would have to make 2 different phones.
Correct.
One for Europe only.
Correct.
So it makes it easier for their streamline
I mean,
their
yeah,
process.
I guess. I mean, companies do that all the time.
I think that
There's not even just one Apple phone.
I'm sure that because of but the design is fairly the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Now, you are going to save money. It makes sense if you're going to have to do it over there to do it. But
It really makes if you look at it, it's like, what's the point?
but my point is Apple makes they make more money because at least with their accessories because you have to get the quick charger.
That's true.
That's the whole reason they did it in the first place. It was to lock the market down. That's why they did it.
I guess on their back end, obviously there's the numbers we don't see. So obviously it did not make more sense for them to continue doing that
Clearly, but-
based upon that market.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
But Apple makes so much money, it doesn't even matter. Like they're one of the top 500 grossing companies, if I'm not mistaken. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's fucking like if you think about top 500 grossing companies, you got to include the oil companies. That oil is a monster.
That oil, we trying to get that oil.
That oil is
oil.
a monster. So you can't. It's just crazy, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, only reason I didn't get it yet is because when I went online to AT&T, so I have the up plan, and also they have, of course, your upgrade trade-in available right now too, right? So I have trade-ins eligible. So they're like, all right, we'll give you $1,000 for your trade-in. So
Wow.
hey man, you
Wow.
get $1,000 too.
If I switch,
I never do trade-ins.
Well, so
I'm definitely trading this in
I mean, there was no reason me having this
because I got my Samsung.
I keep all my phones.
Mel's like, I pay for it. It's mine.
Well, it's not. I mean, I just don't want them having.
Your data?
access to my metadata.
Mel, they already have it.
Yeah.
You're tripping right now.
No.
Them clouds. You think they don't track your data?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they do, but
Yeah.
most of the stuff where I save anything of my stuff, I don't usually have a cloud synced up to it.
Right. So they don't legally have your data, but they have it though.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
so
But I still don't give it to them.
So the trade in, they said we'll give you $1,000, and then it was like, so today you got to put down $399. So I was
Which
like,
is the whole phone, right?
yes, but then I pay. So since I signed up, I pay $5 extra a month for the up plan. So as long as I have 50% of the phone paid off, I'm supposed to be able to upgrade what I thought was free. It's just, you traded your phone back in and you upgrade. That's why you pay $5 a month. Well, so my phone is almost paid off, which I'm more than 50%. So then I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's look at my up plan. And then I look and I change it. I'm going to up plan and I go to checkout and it's like, all right, $399 today. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
You're getting a deal on the phone because $1,000 is not what they're giving out for them.
What do you mean? So how is it?
You said I can get it too, but they're offering me $700, maybe $800.
How?
What do you mean how? I'm with Verizon, first of all.
Oh, okay. Well, there may be different.
So what I'm trying to tell you is the market is giving you, probably going to give you $800. That's across the board. It's probably normal. You're getting 1,000, so you're getting more.
You've been with Verizon.
No. Here, I think you're missing. Here's my point. And I have the reason I've got it because I need to go talk to him because I don't understand. I pay monthly, right?
I get what you're saying.
Okay. And as long as I have 50% of my phone paid off, I am supposed to be able to upgrade And from my understanding, it's not supposed to cost me anything to upgrade.
Impossible, because if that was the case, you could get a cheap phone, put the little upgrade plan on there, and then upgrade to the iPro.
Well, there's certain
Max.
things. No, there's certain things that you have to have.
Right.
Like, there's
that's
certain,
what I'm saying. So there's.
Yeah, but why is it the same price? It's the exact same price. Whether I buy it right out and get the trade in,
But that's what I'm
or
saying.
I use my up plan.
Your trade in. So you're telling me that the $1,000 trade in has nothing to do with your up plan?
Yes, they're separate.
Okay, so you're basically saying that you're getting no benefit.
That's what I'm seeing when I go
Okay.
to the website. So that's why I said I need to go in and talk to them, because like, what's the reason I'm be paying this extra $5?
Okay.
Because that is the purpose of it. And as long as you have the phone, now let me be clear. This is only Apple. This is an Apple plan.
Oh, this is an Apple plan.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's through AT&T, but it's, and I'm sure they have the same thing for other phones, but it has to be within that ecosystem. So it's for an Apple. I can't trade in a Samsung J55, one of them free phones, right? Like, it has to be, for it's Apple.
Okay.
So I don't understand why they're basically making me pay my phone off if I'm paying this extra $5 already. So I need to go talk to them and see and get an explanation. But yeah, man, I'm excited for it. It's time. Plus my battery. I think my battery's starting to.
Really? My battery's fine.
We have different phones.
Yeah, but we've had them the same amount
We have
of
different
time.
phones.
What does that have to do with the time?
We have different
The battery
phones.
goes bad because of the amount of time. It's not because you have different phones.
Okay, I mean maybe it's a different battery. It's a different phone.
Steven, 2 years is typically what you get from a phone. They all start to go bad. After 2 years.
that the Pro Max has a larger, larger capacity battery than just the Pro, right?
Yes.
You understand that? Okay. So then it would possibly make sense that the battery in the 12 is different than the battery in the 13.
Different battery has nothing to do with my argument. I'm talking about the length of time you've had the phone.
You may have a better battery. It may be more
Jesus
efficient.
Christ.
I understand your argument.
Yeah, maybe I do have a better battery. Maybe it is more efficient. My surprise is that it has not degraded. That's all I'm saying.
Yours has
Whether it's because you're saying it's a better battery and it's more efficient. Okay, that's cool over the span of 2 years. And then after 2 years, it starts to degrade.
Your battery isn't
Just
at
like all of them.
100%.
Of course not.
So
But the capacity, I guess the capacity, maybe because it's so much bigger, maybe it is degrading and I can't tell.
I mean, have you looked at your battery?
No, I never do.
So you don't know it's degrading.
I don't know.
It
I'm
may
sure
be
it is.
it may be that you're maybe using your phone less or charging it more.
I don't. Yeah, I let my phone try to die before I charge it.
Well, maybe you just don't know.
That's why I just said that.
Okay.
You're just repeating what I said now.
Okay. I'm just invalidating your argument.
Steven, Mel, what has been your experience with phones and how long you could keep them? Have you noticed a trend where if you keep your phone for X amount of years, it starts to degrade?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. And you're acting like that's not a thing.
No, I did not. You said I'm surprised. You said you were surprised that my battery was starting to get worse.
No, I said I'm surprised my battery's not degrading.
Maybe you just okay.
Isn't that what I said?
No, that's not what you
Isn't that what I
said.
say? He don't remember.
That's not what you said.
I'm not listening to you.
Why would you were talking about my phone?
No, you were talking about your phone, and then I believe I said I'm surprised mine's not degrading.
No, I don't think that's it.
All right, I guess we'll find out.
Or
on the
no, I
replay.
think you said something about Stevens. I don't know, man. Whatever.
It's a rewind button.
Why? Well, Chris, I know you. You're not gonna come at yourself. You're gonna come at me first.
It's not me
Pause.
though. It's the phone.
I didn't say come on me. I said come at me.
Wow.
Pause.
Mel made it weird
No, you made it weird.
by saying come at me.
All I said was pause.
Why would you even say that? That's making it weird. It wasn't a pause moment.
For me, I said pause.
Mel said everything's a pause moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who stopped.
Mr. Eat My Meat.
You're the one. Pause. Yeah, B. You can pause anything.
What are you talking about?
Y'all ready to move on from batteries and iPhones? Because I don't have an iPhone, so I can't engage.
I think you're the one that asked.
You are the
I
one that.
know.
Yeah.
No, but Steven was.
Well,
Because we were talking about the phone, and y'all motherfuckers wouldn't do this soliloquy.
No, Steven went
like y'all,
into it.
like y'all
exciting.
presenting for Apple.
I feel like Steven works for Apple.
I'm like, bro.
It's exciting. I mean, there's no
Like, we
because you
spending
don't
20 minutes talking about
you don't
Apple?
understand. There are
No, I mean, I
there's
see people
noticeable
crazy about
there's
it.
notable. It's not that. It's I wanted
It's crazy
things
about Apple.
specifically.
I think it's crazy about Apple.
I'm not crazy about
Like
Apple. I
the
have
Yeezys
one
stuff.
Apple product.
Yeah, like that.
Chris has
You
3.
need to get a laptop.
Okay.
Once you integrate the laptop into that ecosphere, it's crazy.
So there are specific things that I don't have that Chris does. So if
I understand. I get it. We don't have to
Trying
keep
justify.
talking about it. I get it.
As a matter of fact, I'm about to upgrade to a desktop. I'm not even lying.
Finally, an iMac.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Like-
okay, well then you need to get a phone too. Then
Yeah, that's the plan. But I need information.
it's lit, Mel. I mean, there's other phones that do certain things.
The thing is, I don't really want the phone. Like, I want to get the account, but you have to have the phone in order to get the account.
That's what they do. This is why I don't understand why they're changing the charger, because that's what they do. They make you input. They make you be a part of their system. It's a cult, but it's like it's not by your choice. It's like they force it on you.
It's a marketing scheme, exclusivity. I respect it. Respect the hustle. Did you all hear about National Cheeseburger Day?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you? What did you hear about it?
Well, the first thing I heard was that cheeseburgers were like a penny or whatever, and I at first glance I didn't think much of it, and then there was, I want to say there was somebody maybe talking about like the food, the actual food itself, and they were implying that they were basically putting poison in the cheeseburgers, and then at a penny you're just going to sell so much, and so you could get people to eat a tremendous amount of whatever this toxin is. That's the conspiracy.
I mean, it makes
I
sense,
believe
though.
it.
Yeah.
Because a cheeseburger for $1, and then I don't care if
A penny.
for a penny, I don't care if McDonald's is doing it, Burger King is doing it. If it doesn't work for my model, I'm not doing it as a business.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you, all those small hamburger shops aren't doing that. It's only going to be like the major fast food spots.
That is wild. Bro, imagine back in the day, remember we used to get on dollar menu? If they have cheeseburgers or burgers on the menu for a penny, give me 100. Give me 100. Hey, we about to have a cookout. Everybody get a burger. Like that's what
I'm sure it's limited to like 5 or something.
Possibly, yeah.
It's gotta be.
It would make sense because the lines would be crazy, or maybe they're prepared for that type of influx of business.
It's impossible. The stores aren't even big enough
Exactly.
to manufacture.
It's impossible. Burger or beyond. They're probably not even using
Bro,
actual meat. They're
no,
probably
they're
they're probably not even using actual meat anyway.
They've never been using actual meat. Okay, so either it's a toxic poison that they're trying to, get in people's body, or they have a surplus of some toxic material, some type of byproduct that they're trying to get rid of. But whatever it is, they're putting it in the meat so that humans can essentially get rid of it for them.
It would be the perfect time during this like National Cheeseburger Day, which is my first time hearing about it. This would be the perfect time for them to use that lab grown meat that they've been talking about. Because it'd be like, let's say, I'm sure they've done tests to see how it tastes compared to regular meat. So this could be like a perfect time to see if anyone has any issues or to see the results.
So you think it's more of a marketing scam?
I wouldn't say marketing, but yeah, I guess a scam. Yeah, marketing scam in a sense, but they're doing it with your food. And same way they did with the jab, you end up getting, like people promoting it and having commercials for it. And it incentivizes people to do it more just by playing with their food, because they'll say, hey, if you get this jabby jab, we'll give you a free chicken dinner. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So, hey, if you eat this,
So crazy.
if you want to celebrate National Cheeseburger Day, take advantage of this penny cheeseburger. You know what I mean? So it's just a different way to get people to take things that are ultimately going to be their downfall. You know, because they don't do National Whole Foods Day where everything
Whole Foods.
I don't know,
Golly,
something
bro.
healthy.
Okay.
Something healthy.
Okay, so National Apple or Orange
National
Day or something.
Smoothie Day. You know what I
would-
mean? Like, how about they have a
That's a thing.
It is? Oh. Okay.
Look at Bill.
But
no,
they-
you was on the right track with the apple and the orange, man.
But they should do things where, if they're going to incentivize a penny for a cheeseburger, do a penny for an apple, a banana.
Right.
Because these are things we actually need.
if you were trying to help people in any capacity, you would incentivize them to buy the fruit and vegetables.
The healthier food. You wouldn't want them to eat things that are, well, you shouldn't want them to eat things that are chemically produced and processed in labs and all that stuff. Especially,
Chemical foods.
Yeah, basically, chemical foods. You shouldn't promote that to your people unless you don't really care about the people.
Well, Mike said it first.
Mike?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. All I gotta say is, oh, yeah, me. They don't really care about us.
I mean, he was at the top of the. I mean, he could see higher than us.
yeah.
That was his perspective, that they didn't care about us. So, I mean, we see it, but it's really weird to me that normal people do not see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been skeptical, always. And then as I got older, I learned more. My skepticism just grew, and until basically to the point where it was like, no, I know for a fact now that they are against us. They're trying to manipulate us and use us. And that progression took time, but I was always skeptical. And it's like, bro, some people, they're not even skeptical. Like, how is that possible? Some comedian said, oh, you think we're just batting 1,000? And it's like, it doesn't make sense. Any country should have their brightest minds and the most capable people running it, right? So doesn't make sense that you just you lose all of the time. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Like, it is absurd. You think that by coincidence we just lose all the time? Like, come on.
When you say lose, what are you referencing?
Oh man, what am I not referencing in the political arena with food, the pharmaceuticals, the health and wellness, the nutritional industry, our education? We losing everything. Like, what do we don't even win in the products that we use. The products they use to pacify us, we don't even win. They break. They're not any good.
So imagine if somebody grew up in a family and they were billionaires, right? They went to private schools. They had, nice cars. They didn't have to work. And their whole life, they just had everything. And obviously that doesn't mean they're not going to have their own set of trials. They're not going to have their own set of, events that they need to overcome. But they'll never truly be able to appreciate that type of life because that's always what you've had. Like, my children are like, there are things that they get that I never had, right? I mean, even you talk about the phone, they both just got credit cards, right? And my daughter, she's been spending all her money. Like, literally, they just got them. I activated them yesterday. And I think that, she has about 15% of the money that I put on it still there.
What?
She spent it all in one day and then bought something this morning at the grocery store. And I told her, like, you have to understand money, right? Because she has grown up to be privileged. So I had to basically say, okay, I'm going to stop giving you money and just stop buying you stuff. And I'm going to give you an allowance, which will allow you to make purchases and spend money on things that you want. So when you come to me and you ask me for a $60 water bottle, you understand how much money that you're asking me for, because she doesn't understand. She doesn't appreciate it. So this is why the balance or the lessons in life are important. So, I mean, I think that it's really just about our perspective and how we look at them, because there's some rough things that will come at us in life. And I think that even in the midst of them, if in the midst of them, we can see that there's something good that's going to be coming out of this, I think that's the best thing. But a lot of times we don't see it until after, right? Which is the lesson. But if you can see it in the middle of it, it can motivate you to keep going. So, there's no, I don't know. I think that coming from like nothing or coming from low middle class, I think that as you level up in life, you appreciate things more and more than as if you started with more. And
that's not the determining factor. It's not about where you start and where you end that determines it. It's about your upbringing. It's about like your teacher, like who raised you.
No, I'm not saying that's the determining factor. I'm also speaking from my own personal perspective. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that you can be grateful, obviously, if your family are billionaires, but I think that you're going to get a different level of appreciation for things if you went from, medium class or middle class to having more.
I mean, I agree with that. When you come from a billionaire family, there's certain things you just can't understand. Just like a man can't understand women, like what they go through, and vice versa. It's like that.
What women go through?
I'm a man. I don't know.
Exactly.
What is a woman?
I mean, a woman is a woman.
Your mama's a woman.
Yeah, I mean, mama.
It was like a council member. I don't know. Like somebody was just screaming. No, it was a pastor. And he's like, "How are we at a place where you ask a man what is a woman and he doesn't know? Your mama's a woman." He had me weak. I was like,
the woman who gave birth to you, the person who gave birth to you, that's a woman.
that's a woman. The person that gave birth to you.
Period.
End discussion.
End of discussion. That's a really good way to define it. Because
then they come back with, "Whoa, there are some women that can't have to give birth. They can't."
No, because the statement you said is correct. Even if you make that argument,
I'm just telling you what they will try to counter.
Even if they were to, let's play the game, right? Let's just say that you have biological women who are infertile. You also have what do you call them? Trans women, right? So that's the men.
I don't know.
It gets super confusing for me.
Trans men, trans women. I don't know how that works.
So you have biological women who are infertile and you have trans men. They'll try to put them in the same category. Okay, cool. Grant you that argument. It still doesn't change the fact that whoever gave birth to you is a woman, though.
That's true.
And those, if we said, granted, if a woman can't have a child, then she's not a woman. Okay. Even if we did grant that argument, it still defines a biological woman as a woman.
Yeah.
Because any woman that could bring a child into this world is a biological woman.
Shout out to the ones who don't make this so difficult.
Shout out.
It's wild because I was thinking about the exact same thing. Like, bro, how do we get into a world where this is a legit question?
Yeah.
That people they get shy, they get all nervous, they get scared, they don't want to say the wrong thing, they can't just answer straight. They'll go over and they'll talk and they'll be like, bro, it's not that complicated. This can be answered in 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds. You know what I mean? It's just all this explanation.
Bro, it's hilarious. I watched a military. I don't know what his rank was, but like either like colonel or whatever. Like, can you define what? Because there was some program that was affecting the military or whatever they were talking about. He's like, can you define what a woman is? And the guy, he moves his glasses. He's like, well,
and the reason why they do that is because deep in their heart of hearts, they know what they want to say. Mm-hmm. They know what they want to say, but whatever political alignment they may have,
right,
or whatever narrative they may have to a particular power, they don't want to say anything that's going to offend or upset the narrative behind, what narrative they're pushing when it comes to that. That's why he would do something like that.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Because taking your glasses off and taking deep breaths and panicking like, bruh, it's not that deep, cuz.
It's so easy to define a woman.
Bro, we all know what a woman is. Everyone knows.
And I love women, too.
Everyone knows.
Like, let's look at the other side of the argument. We're all trying to be the same and equal. Like, no. There is a large population that has they don't want anything to do with that. And they're called men.
Right.
Because no one asks, what is a man? Nobody asks that.
That's true.
I was literally
That's true.
thinking the same thing.
Right? It's the assault on the woman.
Which is so crazy to me that women just follow. They back this.
I know, it's weird.
Like, y'all don't understand. They're trying to erase you and just merge you. Like, y'all don't see that? Like, women's rights are like trans rights? Like, wait, what? You have men taking your rights? Like, you have...
That's the perfect way to cloud it. Create the illusion of inclusivity by bringing natural-born men and then having them take the positions that women naturally should take.
It's just the whole thing to me is just... It's crazy because it's like, bro, nobody... I mean, I'm sure that in the world, I'm sure that there were trans people that were distressed and, they had a hard life. I'm not saying that they didn't. But for the whole world to start acting crazy, it's really the United States, to start acting crazy about this, it's like, bro, now we're taking it too far. Like, this is getting pushed too far. So
men winning prom queens.
It's
Sorry,
just...
what? That's the thing? Yo, I've noticed that the teenagers are turning trans. Like it's becoming
it's a trend. It's just like, oh yeah, this is a thing. Like, what we gotta think back to when we were teenagers. We were not like, it's hard to put myself in my teenage brain, because when I was a teenager, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like everyone else. This is also why, like, we talk about gangs all the time and just off camera. That's why a lot of times gang members are recruited young, because they want to fit in. They want to feel included. They want to feel like they're part of the crew. Like, and they will do things that are wrong in order to fit in. And I just think that in general, it's there's a reason that they go for children. And obviously you have those adults that a lot of them I think are sick. And of course, there was a study that was done that showed that a lot of those people that are in that community are also on the autism spectrum. Yeah. So there's a lot of mental health issues there as well. So I think that in general, my heart goes out to them. I don't look at them as bad people. I think that they're confused, and I think that in general, and not all of them, right? But I think that in general, I think they just need help. I think they just need someone to love them and tell them everything's okay. And
they need love, guidance, and protection. That's what they missed out on, which is really how they ended up where they are. Because you talk about the autism thing, which is that's a new study. That's I don't think that it changes the fact of it though.
I'm
not saying that it changes anything. It's new information though.
Oh yeah.
But the importance of it is autism is new. Like,
yes,
because you got to think, like, you've always had like probably maybe more drag queen type vibes.
Yeah.
But as far as like trans, that's new.
Yeah.
But autism is also new. Mm-hmm. Now they'll try to say, no, autism's always been around. We just didn't have the testing for it. No, it wasn't. Because in real life, you don't see these extremely autistic people, in their hundreds and whatever. Mm-hmm. So autism in large is new. I'm not saying it didn't exist 100 years ago. I'm just saying the way it exists today, the scale that it exists today, where, like, it's insane. It's like 1 in 3.
Yeah.
It's insane. So now you have this increase of autistic people, and obviously autism is a spectrum. So people are like, no, there's no way 1 in 3. Yeah, there is, but you just don't understand the spectrum. Mm-hmm. And then
Just like ginger, it's a spectrum.
slap the taste out of me. That's what they try to do. Is ginger's
There's 86
a spectrum.
of them, man. It's a spectrum.
That's ever changing. And so you combine that with the programming, right? The propaganda. And so now you see this influx, but a lot of those children were sexually abused. So when it's the perfect storm how we got here today. And it's like, this is not a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence because it's like so unnatural. And like people just try to argue, it's natural, you could be born this way. And it's like, bro, no, you can't. Like 100 years ago, did they have gay people? Yeah, but they didn't think they were women or men if they were, women. They knew they were a man.
They were just sexually attracted.
They were just sexually attracted to men.
Same sex.
That's all. But they knew they were a man. That's a big difference. That's not the same at all. And they try to make it sound like, no, it's the gay rights movement. Like, no, it's not.
That's definitely not. They should be completely separate.
They're completely separate.
I ain't got no problem with gay people, man.
We don't have a problem with people.
I know. I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's the thing is, for me, the only reason why I'm passionate about this topic is because of what happened to cause you to be that way. If it was true that people were just simply born that way, naturally, like there's gay salamanders and there's gay birds and and that's just a part of life. Sometimes men just like men. If it was just a part of life, I wouldn't care at all. I don't believe that. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's natural. I believe there is a reason why people come to this conclusion. And I think that it's through some type of trauma or abuse. And even, once again, it can go deep, right? You could potentially be born that way, but what did your mother experience while she was, You know what I mean? So
trauma, abuse, and then which can be a root core of that, but then it's perpetuated by the GMOs, the food
chemicals.
dyes, the heavy metals, the pesticides, right? So I think that all of that obviously plays a role. You can't say, "Oh, this doesn't play a role." It does.
It does.
There was a science experiment that I saw the other day, and the teacher put celery in 3 different food dyes, and I don't remember how much time, but I think within like 3 days she went back and checked it, and then the red 40 killed the celery. I think within 24 hours it actually killed the celery, the red 40. So it's just like, this is such a clear indication. If red 40 kills celery in 24 hours, what do you think it's doing inside your body? Right. So this is why you have all those foods and chemicals are not allowed in the UK. There's all of these regulations in other places, and we don't have a lot of them. So this is why we also have a lot of those issues. So I think that once again, trauma, abuse, mental health, right? All of that is a root of it. But then once again, our food and the chemicals perpetuate it.
And that's how you get children that are born gay. So it's like, it's not an argument to say, okay, you can't be born gay. I think you can be. However, what's the cause?
Yeah.
If you take a woman and a man in a natural environment, meaning no pesticides, no chemicals, they're not spraying the air and all that stuff, and you allow them to have as many children as humanly possible, how many of them turn out gay? None.
They had a video. It just made me think of it when you mentioned spraying in the air. They had a video recently that was posted in New York where there was trucks going around telling everyone they need to get inside their house until they're finished spraying. And because they were spraying like trucks coming down and you can hear it blasting over like an intercom. It was telling everyone go inside until we finish spraying, this whatever.
Pesticides.
It was, maybe pesticide. Did you see it?
Yeah, I posted it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you saw it from my page, but I.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
I'm the one that posted it.
Maybe I've seen it. Maybe I've seen it on yours. I don't know. But I saw that. I was just like, that is wild.
Yeah. And to sit there and to go through the comments, you have all these people. Oh, I'm from the South, and they go and they spray mosquito repellent. They would do this when we were kids. This is normal. Da da da. I'm like, I'm sorry. Did they say this is mosquito repellent? This isn't for mosquitoes, right? Like, or maybe it was for mosquitoes. I don't know what it was for, but it was a pesticide, which I don't believe that So when you spray yourself with like off, I don't think that's a pesticide. And I could be wrong, but I don't think it's a pesticide like mosquito repellent. I don't think it is. You think? I think.
See, off because it's off. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a pesticide because it's off. Because you said bug repellent. Bug repellent could be citronella, but it's off though. So maybe it is a pesticide.
I'd have to look into that because I don't know. But my assumption would be that they wouldn't literally put a pesticide because they know that pesticides are harmful to humans, right? This is well known. I don't see that they would be allowed to put that into that, like that, literally a what's it called? Air. I can't think of the word. Anyway, I don't think they can put it into that type of a can to spray it. So.
Why? What makes you think that?
I don't think that legally, I don't think they would allow that because they understand that pesticides are like, there are really harsh pesticides and they know that there's certain pesticides you spray, you have to stay away from that field for 2 or 3 days.
Right. You have to off gas, but that's also probably determined by how strong it is. If you have a mild or low grade pesticide, bro, I would have to look. I don't put anything past these dudes.
I don't either. I would have to look into it. But the fact that people were defending this, saying, "Oh no, it's okay. Like they sprayed stuff in the air. It's a air something truck. Like New York, y'all just never seen this before. Like, are y'all stupid? Y'all think that it's okay to drive around and have this aerosol's what I'm looking for. This aerosol truck just literally spraying plumes of this aerosol into the air. It was at nighttime and it was so clear. And there's people outside running into their homes, and they're telling, obviously it's toxic because they're telling you go inside the house. So do you think that it's just going to go away when it hits the ground? You think that it's just going to go away? It's not going to be on the cars. It's not going to be on the like, bro.
Of course.
Like, this is crazy.
It would take a good rain to really wash it away.
Even that, but we know that pesticides don't necessarily just wash off with water. They're designed to be resistant. So I don't think that it's like, you talk about a chemical that is an aerosol. It is the particles are so fine. Like, bro, that's going to be there for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
So who knows what that is going to do? Who knows what that pesticide was? I'm sure we could look it up, but who knows even if what they tell us is what it really is.
Okay, so now the question is, why are they doing it? The South is saying, oh, y'all just ain't used to it. Get rid.
West Nile.
Okay, so you have Bill Gates, who has genetically engineered mosquitoes. And it's, we talk about Bill Gates, but they've been doing this. Unless Bill Gates has always been the one doing it, they've been doing this. West Nile is old. You know what I'm saying? Zika. There's like 5 main diseases that they claim mosquitoes carry, which, by the way, is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. You think mosquitoes only bite humans? So you're telling me that all the animals in the world are now prone to get these diseases because we don't have there's not veterinarians in nature. So the mosquitoes are going and biting a horse. He gets it, Zika now. But you don't see that, though. You don't see it. Oh, it's only harmful to humans. Oh, it's only harmful to humans. Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's only harmful. Mosquitoes carry it and it's only harmful to humans. Oh, okay. So you've got Bill Gates genetically modifying these mosquitoes and launching them in the tens of millions. And then you get all this swarm. I don't know what them bugs were in New York, because remember that swarm of bugs? Y'all remember? And what?
When?
Okay, forget New York. Do you guys remember like a month or 2 ago where there was swarms of bugs popping up places?
Just the mosquitoes in Florida.
It was like crickets?
No, like flying bugs. There's people at a concert and just a swarm of bugs.
I think you're talking about the mosquitoes in Florida.
I mean, I'm just trying to see if y'all even know what I'm talking about.
Mosquitoes in Florida. I know that happened in Florida with mosquitoes.
No, it happened in Detroit. It happened in.
No, I don't know.
I'm not saying that it was mosquitoes every time, because I don't think it was mosquitoes in New York.
Only thing that I've seen, and I'm not sure if it's relevant to what you're speaking of, is some woman was trapped in her house because her entire front porch had these bugs that were probably like the size of like a cricket, and it was like thousands of them, and it was
It's like the White Rabbit.
What's that?
You don't know the White Rabbit? It's a creature. It's like a mystical creature from the anime. I cannot remember the name of it, but this witch created these mystical creatures, and the White Rabbit replicates itself infinitely and eats everything.
Well, then I think
It's a terrible creature, Mel. You can't kill it because it just replicates, and it's a bunny, and it eats everything.
bro, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. I'm glad we ain't got to deal with that in real life. Yeah. But yeah, that's the only thing I know as far as like bugs. But as far as like any other type of bugs that's just being popped up everywhere around the country, I'm not too familiar with.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an agenda. So now that these bugs have invaded these different spaces, now they can justify, oh, we need to come in and spray the aerosol, and everybody's gonna be on board with it because they know the bugs, right? It's like none of this stuff makes any sense naturally from a natural standpoint. It's all manipulated, and it's like, how can you guys not see this? I don't understand how people are just so blind to everything.
I'm with you because there was an event that we don't necessarily have to dive into or talk about for real, but you know, with Russell Brand and all his allegations that's going around. And so I was talking with someone.
I don't know his allegations. I don't know.
Russell Brand, you know who Russell Brand is, right?
Yeah.
Dude from UK, he got accused of a few, like I want to say 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, of sexually assaulting.
I knew it. I could have guessed it before you said it.
A 16-year-old.
It's always that.
Yeah. And so, but if you know the message and the things that he talks about,
right,
you would know that it aligns with everything that will make him a target for, you know, this media, this media sphere. Yeah. So
that's so messed up, man.
The fact that you already knew that as soon as I said it, like that's what they already do.
It's the playbook. It's the literal playbook. They literally have it written out how to destroy people. Mm-hmm. It's written out. It's the playbook. It's always sexual assault.
That and anything to do with children, because they know the things that are going to make the public turn against you, right, or have some kind of ill will towards you. But with that, as far as like people being in that mindset, how can they still not see it? I had someone having a conversation about the Russell Brand situation, and she thinks highly of Russell Brand, and so do I, you know, and everything. And then she brings up these allegations. You see this? I can't believe he did that. I'm just like, I said, listen to you. I said, for you to hear his message and everything that he's been talking about through all these years, how he's, you know, putting power to the people, taking it out of the power of the government and empowering people to do better for themselves, the exact same stuff that Andrew Tate talks about. Look at is what's happening. But she said, yeah, that's such a disgusting thing to do to people. You wouldn't, like, you know, I'm just, because he did have a wild past, and I'm just like,
bro.
I said, do you not see what is happening here? And then me reiterating and thinking about it, I was like, you know what? It's pointless for me to converse with people who have already made up their mind about how they're going to feel about something. You know, they're allowing the media once again to control the way they feel about a topic prior to whatever has been addressed or accused, or if that's a word, or accused of, or having these accusations. And I'm just like, wow, it is sad because it's supposed to be, innocent until proven guilty. Right. But as soon as you accuse someone of these heinous acts, he's immediately guilty.
Especially sexual crime.
Yes, they become immediately guilty, and now they have to prove their innocence.
Right.
It's just like, bro, this is so backwards, and we see it every time. And so now, let's say, same thing with Andrew Tate.
It's literally what they just tried to do to Andrew Tate.
It's literally the exact same thing. Let's say he didn't do it, or whatever. When it's all said and done, they pound the gavel. He's not guilty. That's not going to change the public outcry that people, or the public, how they perceive him.
Nope.
It will not. It's already tarnished him. He's already been demonetized on YouTube. And like the UK government is pushing and saying, make sure he can't make any money off of YouTube. But I'm just like, bro, y'all are going so hard for someone who's not even been found guilty.
Right.
This is just being accused. And so
Right.
you take his YouTube channel, he has like over 6 million subscribers. You know, so I'm just like, bro, like you can see this as a planned out attack. And the fact that there are actual people out there who are doing things and,
Right.
you know, they'll unveil certain things and they'll show or don't show a lot of things that happen in the White House because Hunter Biden apparently did crack in the White House and there's no cameras around, and they have footage of some lawmaker chick that's like a Republican getting fondled in a movie theater. They have cameras for that. And so you naturally just see the agendas rolling out, and it's a sad thing to see how people are easily manipulated when the play is done over and over. And I guess because I'm aware of it and that we're aware of it, it's like, man, how come they can't see this for what it is? And you just consistently run into these NPCs during that process. So I'm just like, man, like it sucks because this particular person, this friend, she understands it's just like it's backwards. It's like you understand, but then you're controlled.
There's levels to it.
It's like I don't get it. Like if you see that this is wrong, you're allowing them to pull at your emotional strings when this has, and like she'll bring up people like people who have been convicted, like R. Kelly and whoever else has been convicted in the past, Harvey Weinstein, and all these people who are like slime balls. I'm just like, okay, cool. I said, but what have those people done to go against the power structure in our society? They haven't done any of that, you know? Like these people are going against the power structure, and as soon as this power structure comes up, then it becomes unveiled, you know, that they've gone through this, you know, this negative cycle and all this stuff. And plus this stuff be over like 10, 12 years.
Right. So if he was a sexual predator, let's grant you the argument, right? He did it 20 years ago or whatever the case is. Shouldn't you have some recent cases? Like people like that don't just do it one time and stop. Why do you have to go back 20 years to find it? Find one that he did last week. Something that's fresh. Maybe we can have some actual physical evidence and things of that nature. Like that's when people do that. Well, first of all, you can legally marry and have sex, consensual sex in many places at 16.
I've learned that it's over 50% of states in the U.S. have like 16 as the age of consent.
So we as a people have decided, almost majority speaking, that that's fine, right? And I don't know what it is in the UK and all that stuff. But it's like, bro, like this gets out of control. This gets out of hand. This whole sexual thing, it gets so out of control. And you never see women accused of it, even though women do it. It's never a woman. Like it's not even natural. Like this doesn't even make sense. Like women do this stuff too, but you never see this happen to women. Why? Because it's not the playbook.
Yeah. And the one thing about Russell Brand is that he did have like addiction problems in the past with drugs, and he's gone on record talking about, you know, he's not proud of his past, and you know he had cocaine, and he used to live a wild life. He was a wild boy, but he turned his life around. You know, he doesn't even drink or do drugs at all anymore. You know, because it gave him bad reactions, and so it's gone out of his life. He's married, about to have his third daughter.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean? So
that's terrible. So she's pregnant.
Yeah, his wife is pregnant.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and so yeah, man, it's a sucky situation, but it just touches on the point when you speak about people not, how can they see this and still just go along with that narrative, man. It's a sad thing, but it's the life that we live in. Oh well, the society that we live in. You know what I mean? But ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all rocking out with us. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like this video, and make sure y'all leave some comments in the comment section. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them, and we will get back to them in a In
Orderly fashion.
no.
There you go, man.
Yeah, okay, in an orderly fashion. Okay, I about to say in ordinary fashion. But I am Animated Male, Chris James, Stephen Michael. We will see you beautiful people next time. Bye-bye.